Y'all, the October challenge is off the chain. We finished week 1. We just started week 2 today, and it is a beast, but we are getting it in, and we are really enjoying Trap and Tone. At least I'm enjoying it, y'all. I feel like I'm getting into the best shape of my damn life with Kiara Lachey. Y'all can sign up for the challenge. You won't be eligible to get any of the prizes, but you can actually get the workouts from going to ifyoucanmove.com and signing up. Okay, tell them that Bondi Blue sent you. Y'all can use my email, bondi.brittany@gmail.com, which is always down below in the description box, along with the link for the websites. And also, don't forget to try the TLCT, y'all. Nutraverse, I live by it, okay? Y'all think we be playing, all of the reality stars and everybody be trying to sell y'all the Nutraverse and the tea, and y'all think we bullshitting with y'all. Y'all can keep playing if y'all want to, but y'all see us. Okay, we're getting it together. I ain't all the way there yet, but I'm on my way. I'm better than I was 5 months ago. 6 months ago, child, I'm better than I was this whole time. Okay, so if y'all trying to get in shape, you're trying to start your workout journey, please check out Kiara Lachey and ifyoucanmove.com. And also, if you want to purchase TLCT or any of their products, the Nutraverse, please buy it from me. Link down below. All right. Hello everybody, it's your girl Bondi Blue, and I am back for another Halloween movie review. And tonight we are reviewing Vampire in Brooklyn. Yes, Eddie Murphy's black horror film. If you don't know about it, you better ask somebody. The movie starts out with Maximilian's voice, which is a weird Caribbean-esque accent that I can't exactly place. But there's Batman music in the intro. It's dark, it's wet. We're on a dock. There's a large ship and a small boat where a dusty version of Pops and Dwayne are watching a game show on a little bitty TV. Obviously not doing the job that Pops is getting paid to do. We find out from Maximilian's voiceover that this is all about finding a woman to save him and his vampire tribe. Now y'all, before we get into the logistics of who dropkicked who, I'm trying to understand how there's a group of vampires in the Caribbean where there's so much sun. I don't understand. We never questioned this. It doesn't exactly make sense. But okay, there's a vampire clan from the Caribbean. Okay. This large ship crashes into Pops and Dwayne, okay, which on this movie is Pops and Julius. When Pops goes to see what the hell is going on out here, Julius makes a run for it because he's a punk like that. I'm gonna leave you to deal with this spooky shit. I was just like, wow. Wow, not even gonna stick around to make sure Pops makes it out all right. You ain't shit, Julius. Pop goes onto the boat with a flashlight into the darkness. Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. Anybody in there? Cuckoo. Anybody in there? Anybody in there? And all of a sudden, he finds a whole bunch of dead bodies with their necks bitten out. Then a wolf emerges and knocks Pops on his ass, and then changes into a man with a lace front comb back, very wavy I might add, in the shadows on the building across the street. Then we find Julius. I told you he wasn't shit. Well, he's getting kicked out of his old lady's apartment for snoring during sex. Y'all know the rule, fellas. If you're gonna be a bum, at least me. Please, do something. Then he gets chased by some Italians that he definitely owes money to. When they catch him, they're about to kill him. But then Maximilian shows up. Of course, he's being very mouthy, and the Italians don't like that, so they shoot him. They think he's dead because he went down. But he comes back up as if not moving one of his feet in order to become erect again. Then he rips out the guy's heart. Next time, put a little heart into it. Julius, not knowing what the hell is going on, but I don't need to be a part of none of this, runs off. Y'all know that's what Julius does. He runs. He should have did track and field. I don't know what happened in his life. Maximilian gives Julius some of his blood when he finds him. Didn't take him long. He ain't running that hard from the vampire with the lace front comb back with the real nice texture. Once he puts the blood in his mouth, he go to shaking like that. And he turned into a ghoul, which means that he's gonna basically decay. Yeah, I don't see the upside of this at all. I don't know who signs up to be a ghoul. I don't know what that's about. But kind of seem like vampire groupies if you ask me. I mean, what person in their right mind is like, yeah, I want my nuts to fall down my pants leg one day? Like nobody's, is out here wishing and hoping for that. Maximilian wants Julius' help to find this special woman that he's looking for. Because there are all these dead bodies on this ship, which we could pretty much guess is due to Maximilian's arrival, we find two detectives, Justice and Rita. Alan Payne's big head ass and the incomparable Angela Bassett. The commander, the chief, the lady over them, got a little attitude towards Rita, asking Justice how is she doing? Is she okay? Like she gonna have a mental breakdown at any moment. I mean, she seems to be a good detective. She goes into the boat, she looks here, she looks there, she touches some stuff, she smells the air. The commander don't know a damn thing about what's going on. Pops is the only one that seems to know, but Pops is a little incoherent right now. They didn't wrap him in a blanket and he talking about the flip-flop shit, the flip-flop, he flip-flop all like this, he did like that, trying to explain what happened when the wolf turned into the man with the lace front comb back with the good texture. He had to explain that. How I'm supposed to explain that? Max and Julius are standing in the crowd and the police dog is barking at him, obviously, smelling all of the murdered people's blood in his fangs. Like, I'm not really sure, but the dog was picking up on something he didn't like. So Max makes the dog jump up into the air and land into the river, that poor pup. Then he sneaks on the ship and scares the shit out of Rita and retrieves his coffin. She had actually come across the coffin while she was searching through the ship. It's amazing to me that nobody went further enough in the ship at this point to have seen the coffin. Now, when she screams and Justice comes running and Rita's like, there's a coffin, and she goes back in there and now the coffin gone, and I'm like, how the damn police officers didn't search the whole boat before the commander and the detectives came on here? That don't sound like protocol. When Rita saw the coffin the first time, it was her own reflection inside the coffin, which was some type of premonition. See, Rita's mama seemed like some type of, witchy type bitch. I'm not sure, but that's the energy I get. She had visions and stuff. Rita has visions in her dreams and then paints them. See where I'm going with this? Okay, Max saw her and was like, it's you. And that's when she was like, and all of that, and now he took his coffin and they go into Julius' repugnant ass crack house of an apartment, and he's gonna, do some glamoring and some magic and make this shit presentable. Now, Pops was all in everybody's business, so Maximilian had to throw a little velvet bag of gold his way. Max tells him, I want to find the girl tonight. Julius is talking shit about how, you want to find a woman, or you can find a hoe anywhere you go. Just being real disrespectful, and we on a serious tip. Okay, we trying to find a special type bitch. Okay, not just some regular off the corner out here in Brooklyn. No disrespect to the Brooklyn girls. Y'all was meant for somebody, but not Maximilian. Julius sits on Max's coffin, and apparently that's a no-no. Picks him up, throws his ass across the room. He scurries away like a little roach. Walking down a wet, dark street, Rita feels like she's being chased home. She hurriedly gets into her apartment building, and when she closes the door behind her, someone is banging and trying to break through the door. She runs to get on the elevator, and she finds herself hanging there. Like that. It was scary. It was a dream. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt, Pepper, and Heavy D up in the limousine. Back at the station, Rita tells Justice that something is not right. She don't know what's going on, but something's amiss. Of course, Justice doesn't believe her and kind of sort of writes her off as a little crazy, but he's sweet on her, so he has a listening ear. Julius is following her and rotting from the inside out, eating bugs and shit, just grossing us out. He's fully stepped into the role of a ghoul. So he pulls up to the apartment building with a limo for Maximilian and loses a hand in the process. I guess Pops thinks it's crack. I was like, Pops, like, what the fuck? The dropsies? Can somebody explain to me why he's losing parts and decaying even though he's walking around alive? The nigga look like a zombie and everybody just acting like, he must be on dope. What? Pops tells him to make sure his meat is still there. He say it's still there. For the time being, give it 10 minutes. When they get into the limo, Max is explaining how he has to get Rita to dance with him. One dance, and that's all it'll take for her to be enthralled with him. Julius is in the front seat talking about, oh, you trying to get funky, huh? Won't you show me what you do? Turns up the music, too legit to quit, hey, and doing all of that until Max sets his ass on fire. God damn it! Shut the fuck up! God damn it! Rita and Justice are walking down the street, and she's talking about her mom and her upbringing and how her mom was put in an institution and Rita was put into a foster home and her father died before she was born on the island. We're guessing that her daddy was a vampire. They go to talk to Dr. Zago at a Caribbean club. Dr. Zago seems to know a lot about the occult. He tells them, it's a vampire, it's a vampire, it's a vampire. I know y'all thought it was a vampire. It's a vampire. I thought they were all dead. A snake breaks free from a cage at Dr. Zago's by the bar, and Maximilian has to come along and catch it before it bites Rita's face off. And you can tell he was controlling a snake. He was setting it all up, trying to come and rescue a damsel in distress. So Maximilian in his newly conditioned lace front saves the day. Now he has an in to talk to Rita. I'm trying to understand how Dr. Zago, or whatever his name is, didn't see Maximilian looking rather vampire-like sitting at the bar. You'd think he would have sensed it or something. Everybody can't be Buffy. She feels like she's seen him somewhere before. Like, yeah, on that ship when he scared the hell out of you amongst all them dead bodies in the coffin. That's when. Or maybe when he followed you home or haunted your dreams. Who knows? But yeah, he's been around. They have a conversation that kind of gets Rita into a trance. And he's pulling her out on the dance floor. And just before she's about to oblige and really go down the rabbit hole with Maximilian, Justice shows up. Rita, we gotta go. Like, we on a job, bitch. We about to dance with this dude? We on a job. So she snaps out of it. And just before he can ask for her phone number or if he can see her again, here comes Julius talking about, you need to just go ahead and give my partner the pussy. This, of course, makes Rita feel as if birds of a feather flock together and you must be a player. Dog ass. When Rita walks away, Max says she's one of a kind. And Justice says, yeah, not your kind. I was like, what kind of racist comment is that? I was just like, who wrote this and who did they write it for? Not your kind. No, she's exactly his kind. What are you talking about? You don't know. Then Maximilian pulls Julius' tongue out for embarrassing him in front of Rita and throwing a monkey wrench in his game. Rita and Justice make their way to her apartment and they're arguing about how she really feels in her gut like something evil is amiss. Then her thirsty ass roommate Nikki walks in. What's up, Rita? Oh, you just gonna run the man off, ain't you? And she rolling up all on Justice, all on him, basically asking him if he want the puss. But he was like, you know what, Rita? I'ma see you tomorrow, okay? And he leaves. When he gets downstairs, it seems as if something might be chasing after him. We think Max might be coming to bite his neck off, but oh no, it's Nikki with the keys. But Max is watching. Know this. Okay? Because Justice says, thank you for my keys. Take a cold shower. You're too damn thirsty. Have a good night, Nikki. Okay? And he skedaddles. Maximilian comes out of the shadows. Oh, what a stupid man. You know, he must have bad taste. He can't tell how sexy you are. And so she takes a stranger with a lace front comb back with a nice wavy texture up to her apartment who she's never met before. And Rita thinks that she's in there with Justice. So when Maximilian is blowing her back out, Rita can't handle all these sex noises between Justice, who she loves secretly, because they ain't really have no chemistry, but whatever, and her roommate. So she goes out on the balcony to paint something. That painting will come to fruition. After Max finishes tearing the pussy up, he kills her. There was blood leaking from the keyhole. I was like, damn, what was going on in here? The next morning, when Rita gets up and goes to Nikki's room, all of Nikki's things are gone, like overnight, which doesn't make sense at all, with a note saying she found her true love, girl. Gotta go. Like, what? That was so crazy. Like, that was so crazy. But see, that's what you get when you meet a man on the street with a lace front comb back with a nice wavy texture, and you don't know him, and you invite him upstairs to your bedroom to get some of your snatch. You might end up dead. Lesson to live by. Live by. Live by 'em. Maximilian and Julius are, of course, stalking Rita, so they watch her go to church. She's trying to get some type of spiritual understanding. Before the church service can start, Maximilian rolls up on Preacher Paulie and kills him in his church van and then shapeshifts into him. He tries to talk to Rita, but they end up in a church, and his evil ass cannot be in a church without catching fire. So they end up having to take the church service outside, where Maximilian administers to his flock that evil is good. That's right. Evil is good. Say it with me. Evil is good. No, we're not. No, we're not. But he did say some stuff that made sense, okay? And when he said that stuff about balance, and I was like, see, that's how y'all get people to think that everything that's not Christian is evil. Because balance ain't got nothing to do with evil being good. Let's just put that right on the table. After he talks about how evil is good, he outs Brother Brown for being with a $2 hoe. She don't have no limits. You take a $2 hoe and you wear out. You might call that a bird in some other places. Justice shows up, and Max, aka Preacher Paulie, makes her remember about Nikki, and she gets upset. Oh, you won't roll up on me after you done slept with my roommate? Preacher Paulie mentions how he saw Justice out there with Nikki, the whore of Babylon. I was like, the whore of Babylon? Why would you call that lady that? I mean, she was real loose in a goose, but the whore of Babylon? That seems like a lot, a little biblical. Rita says, you You still got lipstick on your collar. Preacher Paulie says, don't feel bad for getting a little ass. Rain erupts, and because God don't like y'all playing with him, he electrocutes some things until church breaks up. Then Justice chases after Rita, and Rita says, it's all right, it's fine. She always takes what's mine anyway. And Justice was like, what's yours? I'm yours. I was like, oh, don't play with me, Alan Payne. You know I had a crush on you around this time. She brushes it off, and then he tells her about the 2 bodies in the alley down the street from the ship that turns out works for the Caprese mob boss. So we got some Italians to go and see. So they go to see him. Guido, the Italian thug, runs up on Maximilian and Julius outside of the Italian restaurant after he's been shunned by some of the gangsters. Obviously a too-big criminal that you can't trust with $5. So yeah, get the hell out of here, Guido. When he bumps into Max all disrespectful, he kills him and then turns into him. He goes into the restaurant like he's holding the joint up while Rita and Justice are there trying to get some information. He grabs Rita, knocks down all the garlic. Get all this fucking garlic out of here. Like an Italian restaurant. Of course there's garlic everywhere. What are you thinking about? Then there's a cat hissing at him. Hey, tell that cat to shut up. I'll bust a cap in that kitty. Rita ends up overpowering him and getting the gun away from him, and they take him back to the station. Justice is complaining about the way she handled it. She could have got hurt. She's not a damsel in distress. She's a detective. She handled it the way she was supposed to. What was she supposed to be, a hostage to this fool? I think not. She handled it the way she was supposed to because y'all have him in handcuffs now. Justice admits that he cares more about Rita than he probably should. They're having a moment. And then Guido brings up how he saw Justice with Nikki and she said he beast fucked her. Yeah, you beast fucked her. You fucked her. Yo, that's still one of my favorite parts of the movie. You beast fucked her. Rita slaps the shit out of Justice. And then Maximilian makes a crazy woman who was at the police station try to kill a cop so that it's a distraction so he can change into himself and it'll make it seem like Guido ran off. Rita gets suspended for smacking Justice, which I was like, word, you couldn't act like you ain't see that? He wasn't gonna say nothing. She's on her way home and she's about to get hit by a car when Max comes out of nowhere and saves the day yet again. He says he would love to have her for dinner. And I was like, Are you trying to eat her out or bite her? I don't know which one, but I'm interested. I'm interested to see. She says, look here, I'm an officer of the law. And if you do anything to me, I will shoot you. He says, do I look like I bite? She says, you better not. Not after the night I've had. He says he will send his car for her at 7:30 because we can't go on a date on another day. No, I'm real rushed to get you on this date tonight. So I'll be back in an hour and a half, bitch. Be ready. She goes inside, gets dressed, When she comes outside, she sees Justice across the street rehearsing what he's going to say to her. When he realizes that she's going on a date, he just keeps it to himself. And a very zombie-looking Julius pulls up in the limo to retrieve Miss Rita. Thought she was going to get some ass tonight, huh? Hey, get your ass on. Now, Max then puts some incredible spells on the place because it looks amazing, and there's a Van Gogh hanging over the fireplace. Love me some Van Gogh. They talk about Rita's dreams of being someone else, which y'all know he can definitely understand because he knows the other side of her that she doesn't even know about herself. That there's this tribal, visceral, vampire-esque thing inside of her DNA that she don't even know about. They dance to some Bob Marley, and he spins her, and it's a vibe, and there's candles and, really soft matte lipstick and updos and velvet, and it's just a real vibe. And she was spinning, and then he takes her cross and throws it across the room, so now she don't have the protection of the Lord against him. And then it seems as if he bites down into her neck, and I don't know whether it hurt or it was orgasmic, child. I don't know what happened, but after, she seemed like she was coming off of a bender. Justice goes to see Julius' ex-girlfriend, who answers the door with a bat. But when she finds out that he's there for Julius, she says, come on in. The next morning, Justice shows up to ask Pops about Julius. But he gives him a little extra tidbit of information about Rita and that cat. Okay, she left out of here this morning. She looked like she was tired. Then Justice gets called away to another murder scene, and it's Nikki, hung all the way at the top of a building somewhere, draped in sheets like Rita painted it, and he saw that painting. So he runs to Rita's place to tell her about it. And she's in there in the dark, laid out like she's high or drunk or something. And when he explains to her what happened to Nikki, she's, oh. And then she starts to cry, and then she starts to kiss on his neck because he's trying to comfort her. And the kissing leads to her wanting to bite him. But she fights it. She fights it. She runs to Max's place to ask him, what have you done to me? He says, I just unwrapped what was already there. You killed all those people on the ship. You didn't. Then she runs to the roof like a white girl running in the opposite direction of where she should be running in a horror film, but I digress. I guess she thought maybe she wanted to jump off the building because she found out that she kissed the guy who was a vampire that murdered a whole bunch of people, and she may be a vampire too. Or did you really think you was gonna die if you fell off the building now knowing this? Never mind, too many questions. He followed her up there and tells her that she's the daughter of a vampire. And humans killed him. He sacrificed himself for you and your mother. That's what drove her crazy. What if you really want this, Rita? You told me you wanted freedom. This is your freedom. She says, no, I don't want this. And then he steps off of the roof and flies and says, but what if you do? And she reaches like she thought he was gonna fall, but he didn't. Justice knows something is going on, so he goes back to see Dr. Zago. Dr. Zago says he has to kill the vampire before he can get Rita to feed, because once she feeds, the vampire will completely take over her. At the exact same time, Maximilian has Rita in Central Park about to feast on some racist white woman who's complaining about her cleaning lady talking about her kids. I don't care about your kids, okay? Just clean my house. Yeah, you should have bit her neck off. When Max comes out of nowhere, she says, I understand the oppression of the Negro. I'm like, yeah, because you're the oppressor. Of course you understand what the fuck you're doing. Then he bites her neck off and invites Rita to join him. Join me, Rita. You can't run from your hunger, Rita. You have nowhere to hide. Rita runs to the graveyard to pray to the Lord for help, and she ends up passing out in all of the thunder and lightning, and Max just comes and scoops her up and takes her back to the apartment in preparation for them leaving. He attempts to use Pop to feed her one last time, but Pop begs her not to, and then Justice and Dr. Zago come running in, and Pops gets to run to freedom. Police! Julius knocks his own eyeball out, so he won't be of much help to Max right now. But we don't really need him. Max throws Justice like a doll. I don't know how he thought this was going to be a fair fight. Dr. Zago stabs him, but it's not my heart. You should know better, Dr. Zago. Max knocks everybody to... out and runs off with Rita. Dr. Zago gives Justice the athame/knife that he's gonna need to stab Max into the heart and kill him once and for all. Julius runs up like he's about to do something but loses an arm in the process. Would you look at this shit? Justice runs to find Rita in a coffin, looking like someone teased her hair for an 80s John Hughes movie. Max comes in and kicks Justice's ass a little bit more. And Rita says, "It's too late. It's too late." She turns and she kisses Max passionately and says, "There will always be a part of her that will love him." But then she stabs him in the heart and says, "But that part has to die. I told you, you were a killer." Ah! He disappears and then the building collapses. Just like on Buffy when she would kill the vampires. Yes. They run out, barely making it out alive while Rita screams in agony. Ah! The apartment returns to its former repugnance. All of Max's spells have dissipated. Max's ring went flying out of the window and onto the top of the limo. Rita and Justice have their happily ever after kiss, to which everybody wonders, was there really any chemistry? I mean, are y'all questioning Alan Payne's sexuality? I don't know. I don't want to do that. But either way, still, good movie. But I enjoyed the kiss between she and Eddie much better. It was a lot of lip. Pops and Julius get into the limo, and Julius finds Maximilian's ring. And he puts it on, knowing that Max won't need it anymore. And then he combusts. And what we see after is the sexy version of Dwayne. The one that was with Shantae Moore. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's the hair he had when he was with Shantae Moore and they first had their kid, because I can remember from all of the pictures, because I have a real love for Kadeem Hardison. I really love Kadeem Hardison. Understand me, especially in the early mid 90s. Love me some Kadeem Hardison. So he was real sexy with the sunglasses, and he was like, "There's a new vampire in town, and his name is Julius Jones." And then everything was glistening and everything, and I was just like, ooh, yeah. God damn it. I was like, you become a vampire and now all of a sudden you have a Caribbean accent? Make that shit make sense. I was just like, where that came from? Now you got an accent? My nigga, you still grew up in Brooklyn. So what's going on here? Y'all, Pop said he ain't gonna be no damn ghoul, okay? You gonna have to find somebody else to be making fall apart and shit. As long as he ended up as a vampire, I guess all's well that ends well. Yo, we actually thought back in the day we might have gotten a second vampire in Brooklyn. A lot of us kind of wanted it. But it's cool, We don't always need second movies and all of that. Sometimes y'all don't do them right, so it's best that y'all just leave them the hell alone. But right now, if they were to do something like this over again, I would be really excited about it. So y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the review. I enjoyed doing it. I love y'all so much. Happy Halloween, and I will see y'all next time.